What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. This one, we're going to be doing our very first review for the second half of The Walking Dead Season 10. This one's going to be for the mid-season premiere. This one's going to be for The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 9, Squeeze.
We've silenced the whispers.
Okay, guys, and The Walking Dead is back, and so are the reviews. So, anyway, let's talk about the mid-season premiere of The Walking Dead. Before I get into it, I just want to say a big spoiler warning. If you have not seen the mid-season premiere of The Walking Dead Season 10, go ahead and watch it right now. It was really, just a really awesome episode. There are a lot of things I want to talk about in this episode, specifically the ending, but I want to talk about a lot of the other things that happen in this episode as well. We're going to break it down, we're going to talk about it, but before I get into that, I want to say this episode, in my opinion, was a very good episode of The Walking Dead. I think they could have done a better job with it, but it was a very good episode, and I think that they did pretty much all they could to make this episode really epic, that's for sure. There is a lot of things I do like about this episode, but there are a lot of problems I have with this episode as well, and more positive than negative, I want to say, but, I feel like maybe there was a few things they could have fixed, so we're going to talk about that in this video, but, let's start it off with the beginning of the episode, then we'll go, to the rest. So, we start things off with, of course, the group trapped in the cave. So, we got the zombies, we got the lights and stuff like that, and then Alpha, who is standing right there, and Carol kind of screams. So, the scream, I don't know, am I the only one that cringed at that? I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh on it, but I feel like that scene was just so forced, the way she just screams, I don't know, I don't want to make it sound like I didn't like it, because I kind of did at the same time, but I don't know, the scream, it just wasn't for me. I don't know, I was not, I wasn't feeling that, to be honest, no. So, I don't know, that scene for me just really, maybe just should have been, just no scream at all, just maybe Carol just look at her, just stared at her. No scream, just no scream, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh on it again, but I don't know. I feel like the scream is a bit much, to be honest. But anyway, we got Alpha telling her whispers, make sure they don't get out, which definitely the whispers that are outside the cave, that kind of comes back at the end of the episode, which is really cool. We got roll intro, credits, and then of course we have the group who is basically jumping on the rocks and kind of jumping over the zombies to kind of get on the other side and stuff like that. You got Magnets trying stuff and all this stuff, and it's pretty cool. I really like it. Kelly falls at one point. I'm just like, I'm just sitting there all right, let's see if she gets killed. But it's we know she doesn't. That's the thing, because of all the trailers we've seen of this season. But I really like how they're jumping across, and a lot of tension, but you're not nervous for the characters like Daryl, Carol, or Aaron, or some of these characters because they survived. But other ones like Magna or Connie, who we did not see in further trailers, you're a bit more nervous for, And I really like it. They're jumping over, and there's one that gets Kelly's foot, and then of course Jerry with the sword, and then of course we get to see Daryl, who he's like, hey, hand me that or whatever, and he puts the fire and stuff like that, and they're walking through. And here's the other big problem I have with this episode. I really love the feel of this episode. I love the tension. I love everything in it. But my God, what is wrong with the lighting in this episode? I know they're in the cave. I get that. But man, in the trailers for this second half season, and they do this all the time, in the trailers of this second half, when you have the scene with Daryl saying, we don't fight for revenge, we fight for a future, or scenes of them in the cave, just in the trailers, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. All those scenes in the trailers, when you look at them, the lighting is amazing, just perfect movie style. And then you see this episode and the lighting is so dark. It's really dark, unnecessarily dark. It really bugs me, and it really frustrated me a lot, and this is why the rating for this episode is not maybe at a higher good, is because I have a lot of problems with the lighting. It's really annoying, but the thing is that there were so many awesome scenes in this episode in the cave that I'm not really going to complain about it too much. It's just, I really wish we could have seen more, not more as in seen more scenes of them in a cave. I think we got a perfect amount, but I mean it in the sense that I wish we could have seen more of what was going on, because visually this was terrible. This was a terrible episode visually. It really was, because they really just, everything was dark and stuff like that. And I get it, they're underneath the cave, but why were the shots in the trailer of them in the cave so light and like awesome lighting, and then in this one it's so dark? Like, it's just, oh my god, it frustrates me so much. And I really don't mean to beat up on it too much. I'm just saying that they really should have done a better job with that. But I really enjoyed the stuff in the cave. I thought it was really interesting. I do like, too, how when they get up there, too, Daryl kind of mentions, like, he's like, you know, I can't even turn my back on you anymore, you know, and that type of deal. And he's like, you know, I get it. I do. I'd be acting just like you did if it were me. But, you know, when you're getting, you're hurting other people now. Like, it's time to stop. And that's what Daryl kind of tells Carol. And he's right. And Carol just doesn't care. She keeps going. And, you know, part of me doesn't blame her, because Henry and all that kind of stuff. And at the same time, Carol really annoyed me in this episode at the same time as well. When she runs off at one point as well, and we'll get to that later, but when she runs off, that just really frustrated me a lot, and with, you know, when she runs off with the explosives and stuff, and it really, at the end of the episode, it really doesn't go good at all. So, we basically have, okay, so we have them, and then we kind of switch over to Negan and the Whispers. So, we have Negan talking to, you know, basically, Alpha. So, we see Gamma, of course, and then we see, basically, Negan tell Alpha that Gamma is the spy, that type of deal. Spy are looking for right here in your camp, and not Big Man, you know, he's good. No, but the little one, you know, right? So, I like that. That was released in a sneak peek, earlier, of course. And I thought it was a good sneak peek for this episode. And basically, okay, so let's get to the scene that I think a lot of people probably want me to talk about. So we get to see basically Alpha reward Negan pretty much. You know, what can I say about this? So, you know, I mean, I felt a little sick when I was watching it. That's about it, you know. I don't know. To be honest, it was done really well. To be honest, that actually might be one of the highlights of this episode. Is the Alpha and Negan, you know, love scene. I guess. I guess, I don't know. She rewards him, and I mean, like, I'm like, okay, this is fine, but like, the fact that she leaves the mask on, I'm just like, oh my god, that was terrible. So, I feel so bad for Negan. But somewhere in there, I feel like Negan actually likes it, which is the even more messed up part about this. So, I don't know, guys. I really don't know. But what can I say about the whole scene? I mean, you know, she makes him take his clothes off. As he turns around, her clothes all off except for a mask. And, yeah, I don't know. What else can I really say about it aside from, like, it's different, I guess, for Walking Dead. It's a different feeling scene that we've ever really seen. Honestly, I just don't know. You know, we get to see pretty much just Alpha reward Negan for calling out Gamma, right? So, I don't know. You know, did Negan like it? I don't think he did, but there was part of me that was like, oh, does he actually like it? Like, I don't know. That's my question, you know, because she leaves the mask on and stuff like that, and you know, he's kind of like, I don't know. That's my question for you guys. That's my question for everybody. I know it's kind of a messed up question, but what do you think looks better on Alpha, the bald head or the whisper mask? Which one looks better? If you were Negan, okay, and you had to, right? Which one would you go for? You know, that's what I want to ask you guys, to be honest. Do you think that the whisper face somehow makes it better? I don't know, like, or does the regular just bald head, is that better? Like, I don't know. If you were Negan in that situation and you had no choice, which one would you pick? That's my question for you guys. Okay, really messed up topic, but anyway, that's what happens with them. So, yeah, I don't know. For me, that was really one of those scenes that I don't know, I just kind of laughed at a lot of it, but, it was fun. Negan is always a fun character, and seeing him with the Whispers, man, Negan is really trying to get on Alpha's good side before, what happens. So, I don't know, we'll have to see. But anyway, the stuff with the Whispers, I actually have to say I might have enjoyed it more than the cave, which maybe surprises some people. But, because of how dark the cave was, it just really annoyed me. But, here's the one thing that happens, of course. So, they're crawling through, right? And they're all making it through. Carol, she's claustrophobic and stuff like that. And basically, we get the idea in this episode that Carol really, she wants Alpha dead. We know that, of course, but she kind of has to focus here at the same time. She has to crawl through the cave and stuff like that, and she's claustrophobic, and Daryl's like, follow the light and stuff like that. And, I don't know, for me in this episode, when they were crawling through, I just felt very claustrophobic myself. Like, I don't know, when they were crawling through these small spaces, it was something. I'll definitely say that. But Carol herself is claustrophobic. The rest, I think, were fine. But, Connie, and she keeps, oh my god, and when you get to the end, but it's just like, Connie, she keeps telling Carol, you're fine. Connie keeps comforting her, and, I mean, look what happens at the end of the episode. It's like, oh my god, yeah, that's how Carol pays her back, right? So, anyway, and we're going to discuss that in a minute as well. But, basically, they crawl through, and, Jerry gets stuck. So, they're going at his feet and stuff like that. And for me, I'm just sitting there like, no, they're not going to kill him. And this is the one thing that ruins it for me, is because I know full well that Jerry survives. And that's what took the tension out of the scene for me. I would have wanted to be on the edge of my seat, but because of all the trailers and pictures, I wasn't, The only thing I was a little bit on the edge of my seat about was on the side of, like, could he get bit on the feet or something, and he dies later on? And I don't think so. I think Jerry's fine, but definitely there's some questions there, that's for sure. So yeah. So then, of course, you get to the part where the roof, it's like collapsing in and stuff like that. They find the explosives, and Carol takes them and runs away. Why? Like, honestly, it drives me crazy, and then Daryl has to save her again. Like, it's just like, I don't know, guys. I really don't know. And she's like, oh, this could take out, like, half the herd from here. And it's just like, yeah, but, like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. And now let's get to kind of the end part of the episode where, they're all getting out. They're all getting out of the cave, and you got the Whispers that are coming for them. Kelly goes out there, and she starts killing them. And, same thing with Aaron. You see him with the spike ball, and he's killing the Whispers that are coming towards them. The ones that Alpha told earlier on in the episode to make sure they don't get out. But yeah, and basically, the episode ends, and I guess, let's talk about it. So, Carol basically blows up the entire thing, and they're all out, but Magna and, okay, first of all, Magna, who cares, but Connie is left under the cave, and we don't know if they've survived or not. That's basically what they leave us at. They leave us at a cliffhanger for this episode where we don't know if Magna or Connie survived that at all. And it's Carol's fault. I'm gonna say it is. It's Carol's fault. Daryl is pissed off right now at Carol. I don't blame him. I love Connie's character, and if they actually did effectively just kill her off, I'm gonna be really upset. But I don't believe it yet, because I don't. Here's the thing I like. This is the most tension of this episode. Jerry crawling through, getting stuck. I knew he was going to survive, so there's no tension there for me. The stuff in the cave, yeah, it's all good. But for me, the tension right now is because finally one thing they've kept under wraps is whether or not Connie and Magna get out. Because we do not see Magna or Connie in further trailer scenes. So we don't know if they survive the cave or not. I'm gonna make a bet right now. I think they're fine. I know maybe for some people you disagree and you're like, no, Dan, I think they're dead. I don't know. I don't think Connie's dead, and I don't think Magna's dead either. Now, Magna, if she gets killed, I mean, I'm not really gonna be too upset. But Connie, man, please don't tell me they're gonna do that to Daryl. He has lost enough, and honestly, I can't even think of how Daryl's feeling right now, honestly, because you can tell how much he really did start to care about Connie, and just in Daryl's head right now, he thinks that she's dead, and I mean, maybe I'm wrong, like, maybe they have just killed off Connie, but I don't think so. I just don't think they've done it. I'm going to be really surprised if they did, but basically they walk off and you have Carol at the end that kind of feels bad and stuff like that. You know, she's crying and stuff like that, and it's like, you know, if it wasn't for what Carol did, Connie still... I'm going to say it. I am. If it wasn't for what Carol did, Connie would still be alive, and so would, you know, Ridiculous Magna. But yes, Connie would be alive if it wasn't for Carol. And let's hope she still is somewhere down there. I don't know. But Daryl is really upset right now, and I do not blame him. So, yeah, so that's the mid-season premiere. So we did not get to see Alexandria in this episode. We get the idea. I'm thinking that episode 10, we're going to get to see Alexandria based off of the information we have. But as an episode overall, the mid-season premiere, I thought this was a very good episode. I don't think it's as good as Adaptation from last year, but it was a very good episode. And I definitely think that it's a better mid-season premiere than, like, Honor or something, which was just a super depressing episode. But, things about this episode frustrated me, you know. Carol acting the way she acted really annoyed me a lot watching it through. Really made me almost hate her in this episode, which I didn't want to, but I don't know. I just couldn't stand her. Couldn't stand Carol in this episode. And then, you know, the dark cave, man, that was frustrating. And no tension when Jerry was being, when Jerry was stuck, because we knew by pictures of later stuff in this half season that he survived. So for me, there was no tension at that. But you know, honestly, and you know, just at least for diehard fans like us, we knew Jerry was going to survive, so there was no tension there at all. Honestly, the biggest tension in this episode was the ending. When I saw Magna and Connie and what happened with them and see them still under there and then the explosion, I jumped out of my seat. That was the one part of this episode I jumped out of my seat. When I saw that, I was like, whoa, did they seriously just kill off Connie? I don't think they did, though. I'm gonna say, I don't think they've killed her. They better not have, at least, you know? So, write your comments in the comment section below. Walking Dead, guys, is back. We're back in it. Write some Q&A questions for this week's Walking Dead Q&As. We're gonna do a bunch of Walking Dead Q&As this week. A bunch of discussion topics. If you have any discussion topics, Q&A questions, anything like that, leave them in the comment section below. We are back. Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 9. Very good episode. Very, you know, frustrated about a few things, but very, very good episode, and I have a feeling that this half season is about to get really good. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Write your comments in the comment section below. If you're new here, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my Walking Dead videos. Follow Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram to get in contact with me if you want to talk about The Walking Dead. Just me and you personally. We can talk about The Walking Dead on Instagram, and of course we do daily Walking Dead videos on the channel, so subscribe to get all that kind of stuff as well. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Write your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about the mid-season premiere? Write that down in the comments. I want to see what you guys think. And of course, I will catch you guys really soon for an episode 10 predictions video. Peace out, guys.